I was just chilling on my porch one lazy afternoon in our quiet little cul-de-sac in Willow Creek munching on a turkey club, mustard dripping everywhere when I spotted my neighbor Brenda going full Hulk on my mailbox, yanking it right out of the ground like it owed her money. I mean, picture this. Me with a mouthful of bread, staring wide-eyed as she teeters in those ridiculous pumps on my grass, grunting and pulling until the whole thing concrete base, and all comes ripping up, spilling my bills and junk mail into the dirt. "Hey, what the hell are you doing?" I hollered, still chewing, half laughing because it seemed so absurd, but her face twisted into this smug glare, like I'd caught her saving the world. "This eyesore's gotta go, Tom. The HOA's got new standards, and yours is dragging down the whole block's vibe." Man, that hit me like a slap. Brenda wasn't just being nosy. She'd been gunning for control ever since she got elected HOA president last year, after her divorce left her bitter and bossy, always nitpicking lawns and fences like it was her therapy. We'd clashed before over my old picket fence she claimed clashed with her pristine yard, but this felt personal, like she was flexing to prove she ran Willow Creek, not realizing mailboxes aren't HOA Toys Theory federal property, owned by the USPS, and tampering's no joke. I didn't yell back, though. I just smiled, snapped pics of her dragging it to the sidewalk, her hands dirty, my letters scattering like confetti, and calmly said, "You know that's a crime, right? Postal inspector's gonna love these shots." She scoffed, waving it off, "The HOA rules here, not some male cops," and stormed off, leaving me standing there, sandwich forgotten, feeling this mix of annoyance and quiet thrill, because deep down I knew she'd just lit a fuse on her own dynamite. As the dust settled, I headed inside, dialed the post office, and the lady on the line went stone-cold serious when I explained, "Sir, unauthorized removal's a federal offense. Fines up to 50 grand, maybe jail," and I nearly dropped the phone, thinking about Brenda's smug face crumbling. Part of me felt a twinge of pity. She was probably just lashing out from her messy life, thinking HOA power could fix her insecurities, but nah, not after she dismissed me like I was the problem. Next morning, a USPS truck rolls up, inspector in sharp uniform eyeing the hole in my lawn. Brenda's heel marks like breadcrumb sand here. She comes strutting over, all confident. "I'm HOA Prez. That box was non-compliant. I fixed it for the community." He didn't flinch, just noted her admission. "Ma'am, that's tampering with government property. You're on the hook." And her smile faded fast, stammering about bylaws while he scribbled, me watching from the sidelines, heart pounding with this building sense of justice, like the underdog finally getting a swing. But Brenda? She didn't back down. She doubled down hard, probably fueled by that ego bruise. And soon the HOA drops a fancy letter under my door, threatening $500 a day if I don't install their approved model, like they could bully me into covering her mess. I taped it to my fridge, grinning inwardly, because I had the inspector's doc stacking up official stamps proving her felony in, while neighbors whispered nervously. I waited, letting her stew. Then, bam, inspectors show at her door with a thick packet. My buddy down the street calls laughing. She's losing it, yelling about fines she can't pay. And suddenly the block's buzzing. Folks who'd put up with her nagging for years now grinning at me like I'd sparked a revolution. Brenda, cornered, slaps up this tacky beige mailbox in my yard, crooked eagle on top, like a bad joke, and knocks proudly. "There, Tom. I saved you from trouble. Thank me later." I just stared. Evidence of more tampering. Brenda SPS doesn't care about your committee's tastes. And her twitch said it all, cracks showing in that iron facade she'd built to hide her loneliness. Things escalated wild from there to 50 grand fine hits her like a truck, courtesy of those photos and her own confession. And instead of folding, she lawyers up, some sleazy guy in a rumpled suit, suing me for entrapment, the HOA for negligence, even the USPS for harassment, claiming I kept that old silver mailbox just to bait her, rooted in some old grudge over my promotion at work she envied. Discovery Blue at Open HOA emails showed she'd been a terror for months, ranting in all caps about sloppy yards ruining our values, threatening to act alone if they didn't, revealing the board ignored her rogue moves. Their letter to me, just panic damage control. Neighborhood turned soap opera. At an emergency meeting, Brenda rants from the podium. "We're under attack by feds and traitors," pointing at me, voice cracking, while I raised a hand coolly. How's the postal service overstepping when it's their property? Laughter rippled through the room, her lawyer fumbling, and she stormed out fuming, the air thick with this collective exhale, like we'd all been holding our breath under her thumb. Court was brutal, her arguments flopped, judge snapping. HOA doesn't trump federal law. While Brenda blurted from the gallery, "You don't get how aesthetics matter," earning a contempt warning. Me testifying steady, facts laying her bare. Factions formed. Her few loyalists clung out of fear, but most rallied against her bullying. Kids joking about mailbox wars, adults baking me cookies like war rations. Then she goes nuclear, files a false police report, claiming I stole the mailbox to frame her. Cops show up. I hand over evidence. Officer smirks. "Ma'am, false reports are crimes too." Her face beet red as they drive off. Press conference next. Trucks swarm. Brenda and Pearls declaring war on government tyranny, suing the whole USPS. Me waving from my porch as reporters grill her. Viral clips turning her into mailbox maniac. But the peak? Night she trespasses with goons, sledgehammer raised. This symbol of oppression falls tonight. Until sirens blare, cops hauling her kicking and screaming. I'm the prez. One deadpanning. Not anymore. Neighbors filming the meltdown that sealed her fate. In the end, HOA votes her out 85% yes. 0 for her, the room erupting as security drags her away. Tantrum immortalized online. Fine upheld. Charges stacking for trespass and tampering. Maybe probation or worse. Her empire of control shattered. Willow Creek bloomed after. Wild yards. Chalk art everywhere. My silver mailbox gleaming like a badge. USPS guy shaking my hand. You handled it like a pro. Ever think of running the board? Nah. I laughed, preferring the sidelines where I watched her unravel. Her desperation born from that void she tried filling with power plays, teaching us all that pushback exposes the fragile bully beneath. But here's the thing that sticks, was that 50 grand fine justice, or overkill for a woman unraveling? Did I play hero, or just let karma roll? Drop a comment. What would you do if your neighbor crossed that line? Share your wild HOA tales. Let's unpack if these rules protect or just breed tyrants. Hit like if you felt that satisfaction. Subscribe for more real-life twists. You never know when your mailbox might spark a saga.